grow musical, we shall have shortly discord in the spheres. Go seek him. Tell him I would speak with him.
Saved my neighbor by his own approach.
Why, how now, monsieur? What a life is this that your four friends must woo your company? What, you look merrily?
A fool. A fool. I met a fool in the forest. A motley fool. A miserable world. As I lived on food, I met a fool in the forest who laid him down, basked him in the sun, and railed on Lady Fortune in good terms. In good set terms, and yet a motley fool. Good morrow, fool, quoth I. No, sir, quoth he. Call me not fool till heaven has sent me fortune. And then he drew a dial from his poke, and looking on it with lackluster eyes, says very wisely, "'Tis 10 o'clock. Thus we may see, says he, how the world wags. An hour ago it was 9, and 1 hour more will be 11. And so from hour to hour we ripe and ripe, and then from hour to hour we rot and rot. And thereby hangs the tale." When I did thus hear the full moral on the time, my lungs began to crow like chanticleer, that fools should be so deep contemplative. And I did laugh sounds at intermission, an hour by his side. A noble fool, a worthy fool. Motley is the only wear.
Well, what fool is this?
A worthy fool, one that has been a courtier and says, if ladies be but young and fair, they have the gift to know it. And in his brain, which is as dry as the remainder biscuit after a voyage, he has strange places crammed with observation, to which he vents in mangled forms. Oh, that I were a fool. I am ambitious for a motley coat.
Well, thou shalt have one.
It's my only suit. Provided that you weed your better judgment from all opinion that grows rank in them that I am wise. I must have liberty withal, as large charter as the wind, to blow on whom I please, for so fools have. And they that are most galled with my folly, they most must laugh. And why, sir, must they so? Otherwise is plain as the way to parish church. He that a fool does very wisely hit, does very foolishly, although he's smart, to seem senseless at the bottom. If not, the wise man's folly is anatomized even by the squandering glances of the fool. Invest me in my motley. Give me leave to speak my mind, and I will through and through cleanse the foul body of the infected world, if they will patiently receive my medicine.
Now, fie on thee. I can tell what thou wouldst do.
What for a counter would I do but good?
Most mischievous foul sin. In chiding sin, for thou thyself hast been a libertine, as sensual as the brutish sting itself, and all the embossed sores and headed evils that thou with license of free foot hast caught, wouldst thou disgorge into the general world. Yeah!
My clip cries out on pride that can therein tax any private party. Does it not flow as hugely as the sea till the weary very means do ebb? What woman in the city do I mean when I say the city woman bears the cost of princes on unworthy shoulders? Who can come in and say, I mean her, when such a one as she, such as her neighbor? Or what is he of basest function, that says his bravery's not on my cost, thinking I mean him? Well, therein suits his folly to the metal of my speech. There. And how then, or what then? Let me see wherein my tongue is wronged him. If it do him right, he's wronged himself. If he be free, why then my taxing like a wild goose flies unclaimed of any man. Well, who comes here?
Forbear and eat no more.
I have eaten none yet.
Thou shalt not till necessity be served.
Of what kind should this cock come of?
Art thou thus bolden, man, by thy distress, or else a rude despiser of good manners, that in civility thou seemest so empty?
Touch my vein at first. The thorny point of bare strength had taken from me the show of smooth civility. Yet am I inland bred and know some nurture, but forbear, I say. He dies that touches any of this fruit till I in my affairs are answered.
Why then you shall not be answered with reason, but must die.
What would you have? Your gentleness shall force more than your force move us to gentleness.
I almost die for food and let me have it.
Sit down and feed, and welcome to our table.
Speak you so gently? Pardon me, I pray you. I thought that all things have been savagery, therefore I put on the countenance of stern command. But there you are, in this desert, inaccessible, under the shade of melancholy boughs, lose and neglect the creeping hours of time. If ever you have looked on better days, if ever been where the bells have knelled to church, if ever sat at any good man's feast, if ever from your eyelid wiped a tear, and know what 'tis to pity and be pitied, let gentleness my strong enforcement be, in the which hope I blush and hide my sword.
True it is, we have seen better days, and have with holy bell been knolled to church, and sat at good men's feasts, and wiped our eyes of drops that sacred pity hath engendered. So, therefore, sit you down in gentleness, and take upon command what help we have that to the wanted may be ministered.
But prepare your food a little while. Whilst like a doe, I go to find my fawn. There is a poor old man who hath after me many a weary step limped in pure love, till he be first sufficed, oppressed with two weak evils, age and hunger. I will not touch a bit.
Go seek him, and we will nothing waste till you
I
return.
thank ye, and be blessed for your good comfort.
Thou seest, we are not all alone unhappy. This wide and universal theater presents more woeful pageants than the scene wherein we play in.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. His acts being 7 ages. At first the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms, and the whining schoolboy, whose satchel and shining morning face creeping like snail unwillingly to school. Then the lover, sighing like furnace, with a woeful ballad made to his mistress's eyebrow. Then the soldier, full of strange oaths, bearded like the pard, jealous in honor, sudden and quick to quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation even in the cannon's mouth. And the justice, a fair round belly, and good capen lined, eyes severe, beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances, and so he plays his part. The 6 age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon, the spectacles on nose, pouch on side, the youthful hose well saved, a world too wide for his shrunk shank, and his big manly voice turning again towards childish treble, pipes and whistles in his sound. Last scene that ends this eventful history, second childishness and mere oblivion. Saul's teeth, Saul's eyes, Saul's taste, Saul's everything.
Oh, welcome. Set down your veteran